Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of YouCast. I'm Morgan Merrill with Beauty, and today I am joined by personal trainer and gym owner, Giovanni Lara. Thank you so much for coming on today, Gio.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. We're just going to jump right in. I want you to tell everyone who you are, all your info, all your good stuff, how long you've been doing this, what's your specialty, a little bit about your gym, and so we can kind of get to know you.
Okay. All right. Let me keep this short and sweet. So my name is Giovanni Lara. I am the owner and one of the strength coaches for Adamant Barbell. We have been in business for about 3 years now, but I've been in the fitness industry for almost 11 of it.
So kind of discuss a little bit of a Reader's Digest version of how you got to become a strength coach, what interested you, and maybe a little bit about your personal fitness journey. Because I know in talking with you a couple of weeks ago, you had a really great story to share about your journey and how you got from quote unquote, what did you call yourself, like the fat kid, to kind of
the fat kid to where I am now. So the reason why I'm doing this now is because of my fitness journey. So I started my fitness journey when I was about 18 years old. 20 years old, and I was almost 200 pounds, and I was not athletic. I was 56% body fat. So
what does that
little did I know
mean for somebody? Because I always hear those percentages, body fat, etc. What is that? Kind of dumb it down for us. Maybe.
Okay, so out of those 196 pounds, 56% of those pounds was body fat, and then the rest was either muscle, water, or bones.
So what should the average body weight or a healthy body weight percentage?
So for a male, it's between 20 to 24% body fat. If you're more athletic, you're sitting around more like 12, 15. If you're a woman, then it's around 22 to 24.
Okay.
Around that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no, and that is a really good question, because like what got me into this business or into this industry is all the information I learned along the way. You know, I was learning to be in business when I went to school. Then I became a mechanic for a little while, and then I was in construction for a little bit. But the only constant was I was always learning about my fitness and my nutrition, and experimenting and helping others, trying to find their way in their space. So I was always helping out in the gym. I was, unofficially, because I always felt like it's just something I knew. Right. It was nothing I thought I could monetize or anything like that. So a couple years back, I was at a crossroads, and I was like, I don't want to do construction anymore. So what do I do? And I can't get a job because I've been self-employed for so long, and I don't know what it's like to have a boss. And like, I just don't want to have that. I went and I tried the fire academy, but I figured I didn't want to sit in a classroom for that long because, I have other bills and stuff to pay out. So then I met my coach, and that's what kind of really like set a fire to all this.
So what is the difference between, I guess, a strength coach and a personal trainer? Is there a difference?
Okay. Yes. So a personal trainer is kind of, they cater to teaching everything about the body. So they do a little bit of cardio, they do a little bit of HIIT, they do a little bit of, they get all the basics down. When you're a strength coach, you're learning a little bit more about the biomechanics, the anatomy of the body, how it works, why it works, when it works, and why it does what it does. So we train athletes for a competition. So we have a nationally ranked team, and then we're working on getting a world-renowned team right now. So we have so when you go to the gym day to day, that's when it's good to have like a personal trainer, right? It's teaching you the basics. It's teaching you how to work out and what a structured workout should look like, right? You warm up, you do your workout, you cool down. When you get a strength coach, it's more specific. Now you're training. You want somebody that's coming in to be stronger. They already have a basis on either working out, or they're interested in learning from the ground up.
And can you do both?
You can. It's just strength coaching is a little bit more advanced than personal training. So if you know how to be a strength coach, or if you get a strength coach, they know everything a personal trainer knows, and then some.
Got it.
Because normally they have more specific knowledge based on kinesiology and then biomechanics.
Okay. Walk through, when you have a client, what your focus is, what's your specialty, how you work with them. Because I thought that was kind of cool too, the program that you do.
Yeah, so I'm an online coach. So what we did is we moved to an online platform because the world is moving, and and so I did personal training for a little bit, and that was that one-on-one time. And I figured, okay, once you get in the rhythm of things, that one-on-one time, I can be helping more people in that one time, right? So we decided to go online. So what we do is we give you a program for the month, and then it breaks down all the workouts that you're going to do. So for us, we focus on powerlifting or strength training. So we focus on barbell movements. So our style of training, you're going to be doing squats, bench press, deadlifts, shoulder presses, pull-ups, dips, a lot of compound movements that do a lot of work in a little bit of time. So we have videos to show you how to do it. We have the app that we have collects all this data. It asks your mood, like a series of questions to kind of teach you everything that is involved in that training. Because at the end of the day, you have to treat your body like you would treat your car, right? So it's not every day is going to be your best day. Not every day is going to be, there's a lot of variables involved. So the app is there to teach you what variables to look for and how they affect your workouts, right? Once we start mapping them out, then we start kind of grasping the concept of like, oh, okay, on a good day, it's because I eat this, I sleep this way, and I have these kind of thoughts. And then on a bad day, I don't eat, I sleep wrong, and then I have these kind of thoughts. So it kind of helps you notice your own habits and kind of helps you build a better mindset, build better habits outside of the gym so that you can perform better inside the gym. I love it for beginners. The more advanced athletes, they kind of get it right away. But the beginners, it's really cool to kind of be like, oh, I didn't know that this affected you. I didn't know that this, I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. And like hearing these, I didn't know, oh, wow, this is different. That's the kind of thing that we want to grasp, because it's more of teaching mindfulness rather than just teaching you or giving you a good workout.
Right.
Being that I was 56% body fat and I worked my way up to having as low as a 12% body fat, and it's sustaining it, I know the thoughts that go into people's head when exercises are difficult or when things are hard, or the mental state that you're in when you feel unhappy in your body. A lot of people that I've seen when I was on my journey didn't have those things, or like I felt like they didn't think those things because you're not comfortable talking about them. So having a coach, that's another benefit, is you can talk about this stuff. And like me being somebody that understands that, like, hey, like this exercise is hard, I know how to adapt to it quickly and kind of tell you, okay, hey, sometimes it's not a physical thing, it's more like a mental thing. Right. So you have to kind of push through those barriers.
And with your online program right now, because we aren't COVID, what do you, how if people are at home, are you giving them workouts that they can use at home? I know I tried to get dumbbells when this all started and you couldn't find them anywhere.
Right.
How are you coaching people this time?
So right now we have athletes out of state. And so the gyms out of state that are open, we are actually programming them for regular gym exercises, right? The athletes that are at home, we ask them what equipment they do own. If they don't own any equipment, then we kind of facilitate how to find a rubber band and like a hip circle. A hip circle is something that it's a rubber band that just goes around your legs, and then a regular band that helps you stretch your upper body. Basically, you can get a good workout with those. They're not as fun as doing stuff at the gym, I know, but like, it's just about staying motivated, it's a lot, has a lot to do with the community.
Right.
You build a community, they hold themselves accountable.
Yeah. You guys have, totally off subject and off topic, do you guys have a Facebook group? Yeah,
so we have a page on Instagram dedicated just for our athletes. So it's called the Adamant Barbell Method. So it has underscore in between each word for spaces. But yeah, so all the athletes that we do acquire through online acquisition, we direct them to those pages, and they can see the advances of all the athletes, and they can see all the events that we do with the athletes. Like, so when we take them to competition, they get to see the competitions, and then like there's little stories on the side too. So and then we also have a YouTube page. So, and they can see the camaraderie and like the community and everything kind of together.
Yeah. And you'll share that later on. So I know you have many talents, but what is your specialty? If someone came to you and you could do it all day, every day, what would it be?
If I could do anything all day, every day, what would it be? I'm doing it. Okay, so what I do is powerlifting. Powerlifting is where we train for a maximal attempt lift. So which means I'm pushing 100 to 110% of whatever my body can do. I'm doing it for a one rep. Okay, so maximal lift. So I do it in the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. You have 3 attempts for each workout. So at the end of the day, you do 9 workouts, and you do it the maximal attempts for all 3. Okay. Right. So basically, I go 100% 9 times.
Okay.
So it's an amazing workout.
Right.
Okay. And then Olympic weightlifting is when you do the snatch, the jerk, and the clean. So that's when you're throwing stuff over your head, and the things that you see in the Olympics.
Okay. And then what we kind of were laughing at the ones that are with workouts where you're doing multiple reps, but maybe with less weight. What is it? I know that's different from strength training and Olympic lifting.
Yeah, so then that would be more like bodybuilding. Yeah. So bodybuilding is a whole sport on its own. That's where you're working more on your aesthetic. It's more of how you look rather than how you perform.
Which is why people check themselves out.
Yeah, exactly. I did bodybuilding for a long time, and it was the thing that I was introduced to first. And that's why bodybuilding is so big, because it's what a lot of people are introduced to first.
Start with. Mm-hmm.
But once you start getting into the world of fitness, then you can kind of branch out and see that there's so many different things that you can do.
Yeah, I had no idea that there was multiple different avenues. I thought it was, I'm like, I just want to be buff. So if someone comes to you and they say, I want to be cut, I want to have definition, would you steer them in the strength training realm or the body lifting, or can you get all of it?
All of them are used together.
Okay.
All of them are used together. It's like tools in my toolbox. All these different specialties that I know, I use them all together. Okay, you want to get tone. Okay, in order to get tone, we need to build muscle. In order to build muscle fast, you need to get strong, right? So first, we're going to start off with building a good solid base, get you nice and strong. That way there's muscle there. When you lose the body fat, you can see the muscle. But what a lot of times happens is you see these drastic transformations of, I was 56% body fat, and in 12 months, I lost 20% body fat. And then I lost 6 pant sizes, your skin's all loose, and then then you feel worse.
Right.
So it's more of building the sustainable habits through that. Mm-hmm. So when you strength train, it's basically you put your body in an incubator and it starts burning on the inside. The body needs fat to build muscle. When you say you all have those kind of percentages in body fat, and they're very drastic, you see a lot of change really fast. Mm-hmm. And it's very motivational because you see, oh, wow, my body is not just fat. I can do stuff. I am strong. I am powerful. Mm-hmm. So, it's more of building that mentality of that's what's going to keep you coming to the gym rather than stepping on the scale when you're bodybuilding or when you're doing all those things. Those are very slow changes.
Oh, yeah. Do you have kind of during your fitness journey, have you found yourself leaning on mentors, or if there is someone that you could say that's helped you throughout this journey?
Multiple. The biggest one was, you would say, Franco Columbu. He's a super famous guy. He used to be Arnold Schwarzenegger's training partner. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I started working out and wanting to do this, I couldn't look up to Arnold because I'm not Arnold's proportions. It was very unrealistic for me to want to look like him if I don't even have his same structure, right? Franco Columbu was 5'6", over 200 pounds. He was a bodybuilder. He was huge. But when I saw him, I was like, oh, I'm that height. I can do that too. So then that's when my main journey started. That's when I got introduced to powerlifting. I had multiple friends in between, but the most influential one has been my now business partner and coach, Phil.
Mm.
He's been one of the most influential mentors I've had.
So what made you guys decide to, good segment, what made you guys decide to open your gym that you've had for, what, 3 years now?
Yeah, so we started in his garage, and then now we've just finished our first year in actual physical location. The main reason is because we did not feel comfortable training at a regular commercial gym. A lot of box gyms, they're kind of just built for you to come in and come out. As you learn what you're doing, like then if you're a bodybuilder, you get classified as like certain names, right? So then you feel out of place in your own place, right? So that's how we felt. So when we were getting stronger, people would be like, hey, like, can you stop doing that? It's making other people uncomfortable. And these are true stories, right? So at our gym, you can use chalk, you can slam weights, you can, grunt, because the thing is that this is your body you're exerting effort. If you're putting maximal effort, are you going to be quiet?
No.
Right. So the thing here is more of we kick the ego out of the door. There's so many strong individuals that are doing the movements correctly and that are doing everything correctly that it's like they hold you accountable. Like, hey man, you should probably go down. It's not about the weight here. It's more about how we move it. It's like, I'd rather you move it safely and correctly than to do something that's going to get you hurt.
So what is your unique selling point? Why should people come to Geo, choose you for either your gym or a strength training coach?
If you want to be a world champion, this is where you're going to want to be.
But if you just want to look good,
this is where you want to be. If you want to be the best version of yourself, this is the place. The thing that we say all the time is redefine your strength, and shatter your expectations. Just anything that it's you versus you. You learn that in the sport. It's not versus anybody else in the room. It's you versus you. So every time you come into the gym, it's you improving yourself. Everybody understands that. Everybody that is on the team gets that. So if you're just trying to become the better version of yourself, then that's who we're looking for. And if you're willing to work, because it's going to be hard, it's not going to be easy, but you have to be willing to work.
So we kind of briefly talked, so your training program. So I know when we talked a couple weeks ago, it was like week 1, you did something, week 2, you did something. Can you kind of talk?
Yeah, so what we have is a system we run on RPE, so it's the rate of preserved exertion. So we have like a deload week, where it's like a rest week, recovery week, and then we have 2 intense muscle building weeks. So it's more like a hypertrophy block where you'd be building a lot of muscle. And then at the end of the month, that's where we test and see how much muscle we've built. So at the end, it's a higher intensity, right? And that's why at the beginning of the month, it always starts off really light, because at the end of the month, you're ending really heavy.
Okay.
So, and heavy, yeah. And so what that does is it helps your body adapt. It builds more muscle quicker, because the body is just an adaptive system. So if you keep going to the gym and hitting the same amount of weight, the body learns how much effort it takes to move that weight. And then if you add repetitions, then the body learns how much effort to put in those repetitions, right? But that's when it starts getting used to it, and that's what you're just building endurance at that point. Because
Right.
If the body doesn't need more muscle, it needs more endurance to move it longer. So what we do is we consistently confuse your body by adding more weight or making familiar weight more difficult.
So we are back, and Gio is going to basically walk me through what his kind of obviously a very condensed version of what an online coaching session with him would look like. So let's talk about, because we briefly did, who this is good for and who this would not be good for.
Okay, so what the online coaching would be good for would be somebody that has experience in the gym. They don't have to be super experienced, but they do have to know their way around it. So they have to know how to use a barbell. They'd have to know how to read a program. They'd have to be comfortable with recording their sessions. you know, and then they also have to be willing to learn or know a little bit about RPE.
Okay.
So, which is the rate of preserved exertion.
Okay, and then who would this not be good for?
So this wouldn't be good for anybody that hasn't ever been to a gym before, or is a very, very beginner who doesn't know anything about like barbell movements or anything like that. That's when we would recommend more like a one-on-one client or a one-on-one coach, somebody that would teach you from the ground up.
Right.
All those things. Yeah.
They have, if people have any injuries, do you kind of advise them? Do you advise them with different workouts if they have an injury or anything like that?
Yeah, so we do a lot of injury mitigation as well. So we've seen a lot, and we've also been through a lot. So we're very familiar with a lot of injuries that happen, especially with barbell movements, and we're able to work around them.
Okay, awesome. So obviously they will need some kind of smartphone computer device for the coaching. Anything, and maybe some weights if they have them, but yeah, we're going to use like myself and a broomstick, so you can use things at home, which is, I mean, you're, again, like you mentioned, you're not going to get that full benefit of a workout like you would with a barbell and weights, but it's better than nothing, right?
Right.
So
right.
So why should people do this? Why is it good? I mean,
okay, so well, I'm gonna talk about the squat, bench, and deadlift, and how that's good for you, because that's the lifts that we really primarily focus on. So we built a program based around the squat, bench, and deadlift. The reason why we focus so much on these 3 exercises is because when you squat, it's teaching a basic movement of sitting down and standing up. How many times do we squat every day?
A lot. Mm-hmm.
Right. So if we teach you how to do that correctly, and then we're able to add a lot of resistance through it, then you're just making that movement easier for you, adding longevity to your life and quality of life, because you don't have to worry about getting up and sitting down wrong. The bench press, we focus on that one because it teaches you how to push things away from you and teaches you how to pull things towards you. You know, how many times a day do we push things away and pull things towards us? How many times are we reaching for stuff? You know, that's a bench press.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the deadlift, it's very simple, like it's picking things up off the floor. You know, or putting on your pants. You know, how many times do you want to do that? How many times do you hear your loved ones say, "Oh, you know, I couldn't put my pants on this morning," or "I couldn't go to the bathroom," because with age, you know, it starts with age. You start losing muscle naturally. That's just what happens with the body. But if you consistently are putting it under load, your body is consistently building muscle. So then if you always build more muscle than you lose, then essentially you're going to live longer and you're going to live better. So these 3 movements can even reduce, you know, diabetes. They can do osteoporosis, arthritis, like those kind of things. Is what, the more you do these movements, and that's why we are so focused on technique, because it's not about doing them now. It's more doing them for a long time.
Okay. And we know where they can get it done. It's through your app, which we'll share at the end of this, or your gym when we're able to open up here in California. How much does a coaching session or a coaching program with you cost?
Okay, so our coaching program or our coaching service is $140 a month. Okay, so the first month is $200 because of onboarding, and like kind of like we have a meeting kind of like what we're having now. We do all of that stuff, trying to get you everything dialed in. And then after that, it's 140, and there's no contract, so you can stop whenever you want, because life happens. So you can always stop, pick up, and then pick up where you left off.
And can they do it at their gym, any gym?
Yeah, so you can do it at any gym. Preferably, we cater to a lot of people that are interested in squat, bench, and deadlift. So we do a lot of barbell movements. So if you have a barbell, then we help you with the barbell movements. We've also helped athletes kind of find equipment too. Okay.
And I know once we're able to work out again, there's an option for people to go to your gym. So what is that with your gym?
So my gym membership is offered to all the athletes that have coaches. So I also have other personal training coaches or personal trainers or coaches at the gym. So they offer one-on-one coaching there. And then we also offer our coaching there, and it's $80 a month.
Okay. So if they wanted to do online and work out at your gym, what would, I know that was a package too.
Yeah. So if you're an online athlete and you have a gym membership, you're paying $220 a month.
Okay. Okay. And when he says athlete, that just means everybody. So don't think that, you know, you have to be an athlete to do this. It's good for everyone.
Right. So, and I'm glad you said that, because so you don't have to be an athlete. We like to call all of our, we don't like to call them clients. We like to call them athletes, because you're learning. You're learning. The definition of an athlete is somebody that specifies in an athletic ability and is learning to do it proficiently, right? The difference between an athlete and a competitor is the fact that you compete. So if you're a competitive athlete, then that means you do competitions. If you're just an athlete, then, you know, it's you're just studying and you're proficient in the actual things that you're doing.
Right. Right. Okay. Awesome. So we are going to, he's going to basically walk me through a coaching session, but what I want you to do is walk me through it like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay. So you're going to basically through every little thing. Because before you just told me to do it, but we're going to do it like someone doesn't know how to do a squat or a deadlift.
Okay. Perfect. Good. So first thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you jump up, straight up. And then when you land, that's going to be your foot placement.
Okay.
Perfect. So you see how your feet naturally opened up? Good.
Yep.
So now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you hinge your hips outward, backwards. So basically poke your butt out. Yep. A little bit more, There you go. Less. Go. Yep, right there. Perfect. Okay. Then what I'm going to have you do is push your knees outwards. Yep. And then what I want you to focus on is putting 80% of your weight between your heel and your midfoot, and then 20 on your toes.
Banana has made an appearance. Okay, here we go.
There we go. Now we know if we can squat with weight. Okay, now I'm gonna need you to go a little bit lower. As low as you can. More. Right there. Perfect. Okay, and then push right back up, straight up.
Woo! Hello.
Good. All right. Now, hands above your head. Perfect. And let's try it again.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And down. Perfect. And then right back up. Good. Now, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you squeeze your core. So like pretend like somebody's punching you in the stomach.
Okay.
See how that tightens up there? Good. Hands in the air, and then try it for me one more time. And then squeeze your core the entire time.
Banana doesn't like this.
And down more, down. Right there, and then back up. Good. Were you able to squeeze your core the whole time?
Kind of. There was a brief area right around here where I wasn't, yeah. It was a little
Right, yeah. So as you get lower, so what you want to do is you're building a chamber in your stomach, right? So there's a lot of intra-abdominal muscles inside there, and when you squeeze like that, what you're doing is you're activating those, which acts like a belt. It protects your spine. So the more you squeeze, the safer you'll be. Okay? So what I'm gonna have you do is do it again, and now let's try and keep that brace the whole time.
Okay. And now, do you recommend, because I've obviously squatted, but when they have weight, do you recommend going down that far?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's almost like you're squatting to go potty.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, good. You see how your toes came up right there? Okay,
yep.
Now back up. Perfect. So see where you brought your toes up, that means you're putting too much weight on your heel. So it goes 20% of the weight goes on your toes, and then 80% goes between your midfoot and your heel. And you can really feel that when you poke your butt out, you can really feel the weight coming onto your heel. If you feel too much weight on your heel that your toes start coming up, then bring your hip more inwards, and it'll bring, yeah, you feel that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Hands up, good. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core, and push down. Push, 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 push. There, and then right back up.
Oh,
there we go. How'd that feel?
Good.
Good. All right, do 5 more of those for me, and then we're gonna try it with the broomstick.
All right.
Good. Up. Perfect. Good. 3 more. Good. Last 2.
I tell you, I'm getting a workout and there's no weight on here.
And then back up. Good. And I'm glad that you can speak while holding your core. That's perfect. There you go. There you go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Down. And then up. How was that one?
Woo! Y'all, I'm sweating.
Good. So the good thing about the squat, bench, and deadlift is they're all compound movements. You're using your whole body to do this movement.
I
You feel that, right? Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
So now what we're going to do, grab the broomstick. All right. So hinge out. Perfect. A little bit more. Okay, good. Now big brace and then knees out. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, and then back up. Try to keep the bar or the broomstick on your back the whole time.
Yeah, I hit the dresser here.
Oh.
Okay.
And back up. Good. All right, now squeeze your glutes the entire time. Then back up. Good. Now what I'm gonna have you do is brace your core as if somebody was punching you. Okay, try it again. Yep, right there. Stay tight, stay tight, stay tight. And then back up. Good, and then don't be afraid to lean forward, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, don't be afraid to lean forward because it feels a little uncomfortable where you're trying to push it up and down at the same time, right?
Yes.
There you go. Lean, 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 lean. There you go. Now, and then push it with the legs. Perfect. How'd that feel?
Woo!
A little bit better, right?
Yeah.
Good. So now, take a break.
I'm like, I don't even use any weight, and this is like, okay, all right, okay. Tells you,
Yeah.
my strength is definitely, but I also, with a lot of weight, or with weight, am not able to go down that far. So.
Right. So this is where we say it's super important to leave the ego at home and just start from where you're at now.
Yeah.
You know, we all do it. I did it yesterday. I went from 400 pounds back down to 130 pounds and worked on my form.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it happens to anybody at any level.
Okay.
All right. When you're ready, we're going to do 5 more.
Right.
We're almost there. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to squeeze your glutes the entire time. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Yep. And then back up. Good. Now, we're going to go, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going down. Stop right there. Go up a little bit. Stop. Go back down. Down, down, down. Right there. That's where you want to stop. Okay?
I can't hold there for a long time. Sorry.
That's okay. Perfect. So you see how it wasn't as low as you were going? So yeah. It's just where we're going to see the hip break the knee joint. So the hip joint has to pass the knee joint. Okay, I'll tell you when to stop. Ready, and now. There, and then push up. Keep going, and stop, and then push up. That was a lot better. Good, 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 good. Try looking up. Push, and then back up. Good. Keep core tight. Core tight, core tight, core tight, core tight. Don't be afraid to lean forward, and then up. Good.
Y'all, my legs are burning, so that's good. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't using any weight, but so a couple of discoveries for me. One, I need to go down a little bit less, leave the ego at the door. And when they told me I did a good one, I was like, oh wait, my butt. So like almost like clenching, I forgot to clench my butt.
Mm-hmm.
And I like core. I mean, obviously core is everything. So our tree trunk. So you got to hold that for that.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Woo! I'm a little hot, and I just
okay. After you did the 5 reps, did you feel a little winded?
Yeah.
What would you compare it to? Like a brisk jog?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So and this is just a powerlifting joke, but that's like cardio for powerlifters. Imagine doing 5 of those, feeling like that with a whole bunch of weight behind you.
Woo! Yeah.
That's cardio.
I like it. I dig it. All right. Well, I don't know about you guys, but that was definitely, I already worked out today, but I feel like I got a little bit more of a extra workout and just learned some new ways and techniques to do a better squat, hold the butt, tighten the core,
Yep.
go down more and leave your ego at the door. Ha! I was like a rhyme.
Exactly. That was actually pretty good.
So thank you so much, Gio, for coming on today and coaching me through a better squat technique. But now I want for you to share just some things that have helped you through your journey and what you personally do for your self-care. So the first thing I want to know is, what is your favorite product? It can be anything. Beauty, health related. What is your favorite?
Beauty and health related. Okay, so I'm a real health nut, so I like a lot of organic stuff. I recently went vegan, like I did all these other things. So I do all this like healthy stuff. I have this product that I like. It's like I use it for my hair. It's called argan oil.
Okay. Yeah.
But that stuff right there, I'm growing my hair out, and like it just makes my hair like I don't need to use gel or anything like that because I don't like using that kind of stuff. So it just kind of like tames the beast because it's just one big poofy ball.
So it makes it smooth and not frizzy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. That I was not expecting that. So you went vegan. What was the choice behind going vegan?
So we had a couple vegan athletes join the team, and I wanted to see how far I can push them. So, but it's one thing we like to practice what we preach. So we had a vegan athlete. She was doing really well, but she was having a problem getting her protein in. So I was like, oh, we'll eat more protein. They're like, well, it's very hard. So I said, okay, fine. So I tried it just for a competition prep, and it was supposed to be done back in June. But I liked it. I enjoy it, and I perform better. I sleep better. I think better. You know, I have a better attitude. Like I feel all around better. And that was the main experiment that I was trying to have. I had been doing a lot of research. I know when I was bodybuilding, I was about 80% plant-based. So that worked really well, and I wanted to get back to that.
What do you get for your protein with a vegan diet?
So with my protein, I use a lot of like hemp seeds or hemp protein powders. I eat a lot of veggies, a lot of fruits. Shakes are my favorite. It packs a lot of nutrients into a small portable kind of drink that I can just get it and I'm on the go.
My gym that I used to work out at, they do, I can say they're doing outdoor fitness. Okay. So we can do that in California, and they do a pea-based protein, and I actually like it. I thought I was like, it's going to be grainy, weird, but I like it. It was good. So
yeah, I switched over to a plant-based protein. That's how it started. I started with a plant-based protein 4 years ago. And then, after that, I slowly started implementing less and less meats in my diet, and I started feeling better.
Interesting. What is one thing that you personally do for your self-care? Something that keeps you sane What do you do? How long have you been doing it, and why do you do it?
I always ask myself what my favorite part of the day was. So
Do you
I always like to,
it, or do you just like mentally ask yourself that?
I just mentally ask myself, or what I like to do is I like to ask somebody else. I like to ask somebody else at the end of the day, you know, hey, what was your favorite part of the day? You know, not only does it help me remember to be more mindful of how I'm spending my day, but it also like can help somebody else think of like, oh, well, I've never had that question. You know, what was my favorite part?
I like that. I like that. I might incorporate that when I'm back working, asking clients like what their favorite part of the treatment was. Cause I always ask them like, how do you feel? Great. But I might say, what was your favorite part of the treatment today?
Yeah. It's always good to like end it on a positive note. I always like to start the day on a positive note. I like to end it on a positive note. So
I like that. Can you share with us like a book or a podcast or an educational piece that has really helped you or that you enjoy continuing to listen to? I know you're self-taught, so you probably have
I have a whole bunch of books that I like, but Napoleon Hill, he's a really good author. Think and Grow Rich, that's a really good book. Another book that really helped me a lot was Rich Dad Poor Dad. You know, those are two different books that I've read that have helped me a lot, especially in the beginning of my journey.
I haven't read the Rich Dad Poor Dad yet, but I have read Think and Grow Rich. Probably need to reread it.
Yeah, I'm actually reading another book by Napoleon Hill right now, is How to Control Your Mind. So he did these interviews with Carnegie and like other subjects that he studied, and is basically teaching or explaining how you're able to control your own thoughts and kind of manifest the solutions that you want. So if you want something bad enough and you focus on it, your subconscious mind and your conscious mind kind of find a way to make it together and come to fruition.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing with us your journey and a little bit about what you do and walking me through a better squat. I feel like once I can get back in there and start lifting, I'm going to tackle my squat better. So now is the time to share with us how everyone can contact you. I know you mentioned you're more on Instagram, but what's your social, your contact info, how people can reach you if they're interested?
All right. So I am an open book. So you can either text me. My phone number is on my website. So we're on adamantbarbellclub.com. We're common.
Can you spell that, Adam? Can you spell Adam?
ADAMANTBARBELLCLUB.com. I would have got a longer name, but I couldn't find one.
I like that.
And then I'm also, my email is giovanni.lara@adamantbarbellclub. And then you can find us on Instagram. My Instagram is giovanni.lara@ABM, so Adamant Barbell Method. You can also find us on Adamant Barbell Club and then Adamant Barbell Method on Instagram. So one's my personal coaching page, and then the gym, if you want to find out about the gym, and then also our athletes and what they're up to.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you so much. This was really fun. I hope you guys learned some good techniques and some new things. And I will obviously have all of Gio's information available, but please reach out and contact him for all your personal training. And once we maybe can open back up and get back into the gym, checking out his gym, if you are into, the fun thing about his gym is there are no mirrors, but you guys have like one mirror, right? Which I thought was
2 mirrors, and I put them up already.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
We did a little bit of remodeling yesterday, so it looks really nice.
Cool. So
Yeah.
you've got 2 mirrors. So if you don't really want to, look at yourself or, really focus on your fitness, it's an awesome gym located in kind of, not Rancho Cordova, but it's in Sac, I guess.
Yeah, so we're about 5 minutes down the street from Sac State. So we're on Power Inn Road, right off the freeway.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for having me.